All love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Not all used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
For 75 years, Holt Service Trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you've probably noticed there's shortages on most everything in the market today. Well, Heat and Glow has helped us out this year, and they are focusing their energy on their gas fireplace inserts. So if you've got a drafty old wood-burning fireplace and you want to get it retrofitted into a beautiful, high-efficient gas fireplace, come see us. We will have product to sell you. Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert from Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale, just west of Homeacres.
Mornings. They can be hectic.
Let's go!
So can your car, so to get a free pickup, drop-off, or delivery, head over to Honest Wrenches. And their loaner vehicles?
No extra charge.
Find your peace of mind with even more wonderful services.
Every vehicle that comes in gets a full visual inspection and a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty. No extra charge.
Head on over to Honest Wrenches. No extra charge, and it's how service should be.
Off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Good evening and welcome to Southeast Polk Stadium, a rainy night for high school football as it's playoff time. The winner here, though, gets to go and play somewhere warm, guaranteed, as Southeast Polk hosts Cedar Rapids Prairie tonight. 9-1 Southeast Polk against 7-3 Prairie. Dar Danielson here with you as we're getting ready for the pregame. You still see some of the rain coming down. Blake Walker also with me, and of course, first time we're really going to see, we've had a few windy games in that, but first time we're really going to see a big maybe impact by the weather here in this football game tonight.
It hasn't rained like this all season, that's for sure. And, lucky for both these two teams, unlike other teams in the state of Iowa, they run the ball really well. Both these teams over 2,500 rushing yards on the season. They can both pass, but you don't need to pass tonight. I mean, it's raining sideways. It's 39 degrees. I mean, it's been a really rough day here, and it's rained all day long. The turf's really hard. It's going to be really interesting tonight to see how these two teams adapt to the rain. Southeast Polk won this game back on October 7th when they met 41-0. We'll see how much changes in a week. But, yeah, the rain will be a huge factor tonight.
One thing that has changed for Cedar Rapids is Will Phillips came in. Cale Sullivan broke his ankle in that final regular season game against Linn-Mar. Will Phillips came in. He led them to an upset win over Linn-Mar, who was rated, 8th at the time.
Yeah.
And so that's a little bit different. I was reading an article in the paper about how the coach said he really studies things well. He's really smart about it, and he came in and he's really been he's been a great guy to have at that backup spot because he stepped right in there and played well. What bigger role to come in when you're coming in the first round of the playoffs against,
a team that just
beat you
the week before.
Just beat you, the week before.
Yeah.
And he handled himself very well and led them on to the victory. Of course, Mikkel Taylor helped that out quite a bit, the running back for Prairie, up around just shy of 1,400 yards on the season. In that game, he had put it away with a 79-yard TD run and then a 98-yard TD run to kind of seal that playoff game for them.
Yeah, he had as a whole, Prairie had almost over 600 yards of offense against Linn-Mar. They lost to them back in the last week, regular season game of the year, 28-13. Beat them last week, 58-28. 22 of those 28 points by Linn-Mar came in the fourth quarter, so really only held up 6 points. They're going to need that tonight against the Southeast Polk team that just ran through Ames last week and have showed no sign of slowing down. But I think back to last year, these two teams fairly similar. Prairie, if they make a field goal, they beat Southeast Polk last year if it wasn't for an Xavier Wonk field goal block. So a lot can change. A lot can change in a couple weeks. I mean, we just saw Prairie flip the script on Linn-Mar. Can they do it again here against Southeast Polk?
Yeah, and you mentioned Abu Sama. He's their guy who seemingly can score in seconds.
Yeah.
He's has done it. He was out for a few games with injury, but back here, ready to go. He has 853 yards, 18 touchdowns on the ground, 126 yards through the air, and 1 touchdown. So he's able to score either way. And then we've talked about Connor Mobley, the junior, stepped up into that quarterback spot, and he's done real well. Plus, you have a lot of other guys. I mean, Harrison Gibbs comes in backing up Sama. He's got 1,000 yards and 10 TDs.
Has more yards.
Yeah, has more yards because playing more games when Sama was out. So, they have a lot of weapons to go with in this team here.
Yes, they do. Should be a fun night.
Well, rain is coming down. We're inside warm, thankfully, and we're going to take a break. We'll come back with more on the pregame here as Southeast Polk hosts Cedar Rapids Prairie tonight for a trip to the Unidome in the semifinals in 5A football on CISN.TV.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster. Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service should be.
We are back here. You see Southeast Polk running on to the field at Southeast Polk as we get ready for the kickoff of this ball game. Cedar Rapids Prairie on the far side, and have a couple tents out there tonight to kind of keep a little bit of the rain off the equipment on the sideline. But I think for the players, you're wearing all that equipment. Once you get going as a player and you're playing, you stay warm. It's when you come over the sideline and sit down a little bit where you've been sweating and you start to cool down a little bit. That's where you get issues in a game like this when it's cold.
The term bench warmer really doesn't mean anything tonight because it's not warm on the bench tonight. I mean, it is cold. It is rainy. Prairie pretty much has all their players sitting underneath tarps or tents over on the other side, so whoever can stay the driest this evening could have an advantage. But, it's going to be a tough night up ahead for these two teams. It is raining sideways. We always get a look into the light. But
we talked about this last game with Ames, if they could kind of control the clock a little bit. If Cedar Rapids Prairie can get that running game going and do that a little bit here tonight, that's probably the key. Let's take a break here. We'll do that, come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Not all used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you've probably noticed there's shortages on most everything in the market today. Well, Heat and Glow has helped us out this year, and they are focusing their energy on their gas fireplace inserts. So if you've got a drafty old wood-burning fireplace and you want to get it retrofitted into a beautiful, high-efficient gas fireplace, come see us. We will have product to sell you.
Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert from Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale, just west of Homeacres.
Back here at Southeast Polk High School, the captain's coming out to with a coin toss to decide, and looks like we got a little wind blowing out of the north, and you see there the rain coming down out of the lights, so it's been steady since we got here. It's been steady almost all day.
It's been pretty much a downpour all day. Currently sitting at 38 degrees.
Feels like 31.
Yeah. I want to talk about some of the other 5A or the other 5A games. So we got Southeast Polk Prairie here. Ankeny over at Ankeny Stadium taking on Johnston. Johnston beat Iowa City High last week. Dowling taking on Waukee Northwest in the nice warmth of Cedar Falls. Cedar Falls is taking on Valley. They don't have to deal with this rain as they are currently sitting in the Unidome. For the first time, what feels like forever, Dar, we could get an all-Central Iowa Final Four if Valley takes care of business, and then you'd have teams that have literally just played each other all season long. So I don't know. There could be a lot of rematches set up here, but Southeast Polk, defending state champs, they would love to have another trip go back.
And we have not seen a team repeat other than the Dowling,
Dynasty.
7 in a row, but a team repeat otherwise here in several years. And Cedar Rapids won the toss and elected to receive.
I want to say Iowa City High might be the last team.
I'm thinking that
repeat.
too, yeah. You're right. Casey Kelly is back deep to receive. One of them back there.
Dar, the biggest thing I'm curious to see is who gets more excited for this game, because with the weather like it is, you don't have a ton of motivation because you're like, well, it's so miserable out here. But you got to be ready. You got to be excited.
Got to be focused. And Cedar Rapids, they've got nothing to lose. They've upset one team. Yeah. They could come out again here and go for the upset once again as Wilson puts it on the tee. Josh Wilson will tee it up. He'll do the kickoff duties here for Southeast Polk. Again, wearing the dark uniforms tonight with the yellow numbers, and looks like Prairie with those white jerseys and orange numbers should be easy to see tonight. Here's the kick. It's coming deep. Taken about the 6, fumbled, picked up again, up to the 15, 20, and then pulled down.
I think we should start our marker. How many muff balls, how many fumbled balls do we see tonight? There's your first one right there.
That is, the first one of the night. Return to the 23 there.
Will Phillips this year at quarterback, 10 of 18, 213 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Jumped in last week against Linmar, lit up the scoreboard. Keep an eye out for Mikkel Taylor in the backfield. 1,396 yards and 14 touchdowns, ran for 300 yards last week.
Alignment up now, reset, send 2 receivers right. Single back, they snap it straight to the back. Phillips in the backfield, to Taylor. And he runs it out to about the 30.
I'm very interested to watch this first drive, Dar, because last week Ames went all the way down the field pretty much into Southeast Polk territory thanks to the run. And the Rams had no answer on that first drive. And then when Ames started to pass, that's when the Rams started to figure him out. I don't really see a reason why the Cedar Rapids Prairie Hawks would really try a ton of different passing here tonight.
And they started out, they ran the play clock all the way down. And looks like Prairie's kind of doing the same thing here. They'll snap it now with 5 to go. Dropping back, throwing out on the right side, and it skids by the man there. Was looking for Braden Dirksen, the tight end. So a run and then a pass.
Dirksen's only caught 1 pass all year for 14 yards, and it just so happened to be a touchdown. Mikkel Taylor, again, their top receiver pretty much, 353 yards catching, 6 touchdowns. That leads the team. Apollo Payne, number 17, he's going to be a big one as well, 467 yards, 2 touchdowns on the year.
Split a man out to each side. Dropping back, wings it out there, the turn and comeback. And it's caught by Casey Kelly, the wingback. But they split him out wide that time, and they get a first down.
Did you see that ball in the air, Dar? That thing was a duck in the air. That
thing
spun off of Phillips' arms when he threw that one. And that thing, man, this is just going to be tough conditions all night long. And it doesn't seem like – it looks like it's just misting here on our camera. It is downpouring.
Yeah,
and
when you look up on the lights, you see it. Well, it's just steady. There they go. They snap it quick that time, and into the hole goes Taylor. They're kind of doing that old Dallas Cowboys type thing where you come up and reset, and that time they snapped it while they were still up, but it really didn't get them much.
They even look confused.
There they go. Everybody steps up, and boom, and no gain.
Got to try a couple tricky things here against Southeast Polk, and Prairie's bringing out all the stops here early.
There's fake. Now steps up in the pocket and knocked away. Good defensive play there by Gabe Stiles.
Yeah, the linebacker comes right across, able to stick with his man or go over the middle. And I think once again they were going to the tight end, Dirkerson. Dirksen.
And I see they got Caden Proctor out there right away on the line to kind of, maybe because of this running team.
And Proctor last week always was a third down back, obviously, in here on third down.
Now he's out there on the line. 3rd down and 10, rolling, looking, throws it out, and another wobbler that falls short and brings up 4th down.
It's going to be a tricky night here for Will Phillips. I mean, just a junior. He's got some height on him, 6'4", so he can get some air under the balls, but you almost have to zip them because if they sit in the air too long, the way the rain is going, you're not going to get a good spiral on it. And here's another aspect. Punting could be very interesting tonight.
Carson Robbins, Abusama back deep to receive at the 35 for Southeast Polk.
This is Brady Stifler, the junior, punting. He's only 5'11". We'll see how his hops are.
High snap, gets it, and gets it blocked! Stiles blocks it. Picked up at the 17. In for the touchdown. Southeast Polk. Number 1 was
Obald Neon Kuru.
Yeah.
How about this?
Look at this.
I mean, it's just perfect.
Boom.
Gabe Stiles.
Rolls around, about the 17.
You almost have to win like that tonight. I mean, just the way that the weather is, you can't take a lot of time, and that time Prairie just didn't really have anyone back as an up man to try to hold the blocks.
So, with 9:47 to play, Southeast Polk on the board defensively here, awaiting the extra point kick. There's a snap. The kick is up, and the kick is good.
Sometimes defense is your best offense, and there's another team in Iowa from the black and gold that could attribute that.
We'll be back with the kickoff after this on CISN.TV.
1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Back here for the kickoff after the block punt by Stiles and the return by Obald Dion Kuru, the senior. He returned at 17 yards for the touchdown. And Southeast Polk is up 7-0, and the offense hasn't even taken the field yet. They'll kick off. Back deep. Taken about the 2, juggled again up to the 10, 15. Slides the pile, still going up across the 25, almost to the 30-yard line. Good return.
That's Maurice Turner, their wide receiver / DB. Once again has trouble catching the ball. But yeah, just kind of follows his blockers here on this near side. Got a little bit of help from his teammate pushing him along, and Prairie gets to try again on offense.
So Will Phillips will bring him out.
That was Colin Velke, another junior helping his teammate out.
1st and 10 at the 30 for Cedar Rapids Prairie. This time handoff goes in the inside and stacked up there. Tavian Collins, one of them, in quickly.
And I guarantee Prairie went back through the film last week and saw that Ames had did really well running up the middle against Southeast Polk. I just feel like you're going to have to kick it a couple times tonight on the outside. I just feel like in the middle they have so much size down low, and Prairie center can't be over 5'8", I don't think. So you're not going to get too big of a push up front, but still a lot of possibilities here on offense. Try some things out.
So that line moves around again. Now they send the runner in motion. Hand it to him. Coming around the end there is Kelly. Kelly will get a little room as he gets around the corner. And really pretty good pickup there.
Yeah, I mean, you got to try the outside, and that's exactly what they went for. Kelly, 5 touchdowns on the year, 494 yards, 54 carries. I mean, he's got speed. Good.
So that gives him a third and manageable here, 3rd and 7.
Should be third and
3. I meant he picked up 7. 7 from 10 is 3, right? So it's 3rd and 3. Comes in motion again. Now, they take the snap right up the middle is Taylor. And looks like they're right on the line. That may be enough for the first. No, they marked it behind the line. They were standing on the line, but he's going to be short. 4th and 1. What do you do here early?
I feel like you got to go for it. Yeah. I think against powerhouse like Southeast Polk. I love this direct snap. You don't see direct snaps a lot in high school. I used to do them all the time back on NCAA Football 06 on the PS2, but you see a lot of direct snaps, and they're fun. I mean, you just don't see them a lot anymore.
4th and 1. Linemen stand up. They send the receivers out wide. Now they're back down. And the quick throw out, and right up the middle is Mikael Taylor. And he gets up to the 45 for the first down.
That's all a job well done by Phillips in the backfield. Had a good enough fake on it. And I think, once again, let's look at the replay. I think, was this a direct snap? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
You do a good enough job sitting there, it's hard because if the linemen stand up, those D-line, it's up to the linebackers.
And then Phillips carried through that fake well enough, too, where you kind of get everybody looking. But
this type of game is so tough on these linebackers because it's up to you to tell those defensive linemen. They can't see. Maybe Caden Proctor can see for how tall he is, but
well, this time snap the quarterback, handoff on the inside. Handoff, trying to turn the corner, spins out there and gets ripped down. Casey Kelly, but the wingback, he makes some good yardage there on first down, up to about the 50.
And with the type of offense Cedar Rapids Prairie runs, you have to have good pulling guards. You can't just run and hope you block. You need to pull so that way when that left or right end comes, boom, you hit them right in the hole.
One thing, too, about that direct snap and the wet conditions, you aren't handling the ball twice.
Helps you out.
Yeah,
it's honestly a good thing.
You're taking it, you don't worry about an exchange. Phillips checks the armband. Now they shift around here. Everybody goes back to where they were. And they bring their wing back around again, but it goes up the gut, still driving. Looked like he was stopped for a minute, but Mikael Taylor keeps going. He's 6 foot, 200 pounds, so.
I mean, you almost wish that you're so glad that you had such a good game last week, but the only problem is his big performance put everybody on notice. He could have came into this week a little under the radar, but he runs for 300 yards last week, and then Southeast Polk says, all right, let's circle this guy. That's why we're starting to see Casey Kelly. He's going to have to come in and make a couple more plays. You see him kind of lined off on a weird spot.
Weird angled wing there. Now they fake it to him, and they're right up the middle. They're going to get the first down across the 45 down to about the 42. They needed 1. They pick up 4 there. And now the offense is going.
I mean, it's an annoying defense, or it's an annoying offense to go against. I can just imagine on the D-line how frustrated you are because it's almost like a QB sneak every time because the running back just has to go with it. He, again, don't have to take time to fake that handoff.
Bring Caden Proctor back in. Taven Collins comes out and joins the rest of the defensive line in there. Now straight back, straight draw. No, it was a handoff. The snap to Lee-up back.
It's Taylor again.
I got to get used to not watching Phillips as he drops back there.
He does a good job getting a fake. I mean, for coming in as a backup quarterback, last week looked really impressive, and then today, obviously. And another thing to think about, Dar, this rain helps Cedar Rapids Prairie because for Southeast Polk, not only did the linebackers have to look in the backfield, but there you got rain dropping from your helmet. Nobody's wearing a visor on the field, so you can't really see that well. I mean, it works out in Prairie's favor.
Second down. Now this one's a handoff to the end coming around Kelly, the wing back, and this time he isn't able to get around the corner, and they stack it up, which will bring up a third down.
Well, in an offense like this, linebackers obviously play a big role, but if that D-line gets any sort of push, I mean, you're stuck. You're stuck in the backfield. You're not going to get very far, and Southeast Polk's done a pretty good job containing on the edges.
3rd and 5 here for Prairie. They punted on their first After the first series, got it blocked, and Southeast Polk returned it for a touchdown.
This is where you see the tight end sneak up through the middle.
And there's a direct snap back again, and quickly around the right side, and he might have enough for the first down, Mikhail Taylor. And they're still going. I thought they blowed it dead, but they're still letting him go. And he gets a chunk more yardage after that. Take a look at this. See the snap?
Look at that. Just following his blocking. And then just the ability to keep pushing. Big number 79 here on the backside, giving a push and pulling. I mean, Prairie, it's not illegal. You can push, you can pull. Take advantage of it.
Seen so much more of that now since they changed the rule. At every level, it seems like. So.
And that Prairie sideline, I mean, not a lot. You got a lot of traffic cones sitting over there with their orange coats on, but they're trying to pump their team up.
1st and 10 at the 24, and now
timeout. Cedar Rapids
Prairie wants to call timeout. They're driving here on Southeast Polk. We'll take a break. Come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
This is a special announcement from DeArmond Ford Indianola. Our newly renovated facility is open and ready for you. Come see what's going on at DeArmond Ford Indianola. You'll find new Fords and all makes and models of DeArmond certified used vehicles. Experience the DeArmond difference at a brand new state-of-the-art facility at the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola. And find out why more customers are shopping at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
At Southeast Polk. You see the huddle there for Prairie over in the Unidome. It's the Cedar Falls Tigers ahead of the Valley Tigers 3-0. Where it's 72 degrees and warm there in Cedar Falls. Here still raining. You see the rain come down. You can't quite see it looking straight across the field, but when you look up at the lights, you can tell it's just been steady. Prairie on to drive. The first drive, they punted and got it blocked. Now there's the direct snap back again and into the line. And there's a stop. Not only did that drive give Prairie a chance to talk it over, but maybe the defense, too, for Southeast Polk got a chance to, hey, what's going on? Let's discuss this a little bit.
I mean, they're going right up the middle. I think you're going to start seeing a little bit more aggressive defense by Southeast Polk. Force the Eagles or force the Hawks to throw the ball. I mean, you just have to get them out of their comfort zone a little bit more. They're going to send Casey Kelly here on a wide out.
Yeah, wide to the left. Out straight back, looking, throwing it out in the flat to the running back, Mikhail Taylor. He's had 31 catches, 153 yards, and 6 touchdowns, so
he's going to go gloveless tonight. I don't blame him. Only the linemen pretty much the only guys with gloves on tonight. Tell you what, Dar, Southeast Polk, the way Cedar Rapids Prairie keeps moving the ball, the Rams might not even touch the ball offensively here in the first quarter. And even though you've given up 7 points, that's really all the Hawks could want.
They took over with 9:37 to go. It's 2:42 to play here. There's the snap to the back again. He's trying to cut to the outside. Gets one stiff arm, then Sama gets some help escorting him out of bounds on the far side.
Well, I tell you what, if we got a replay on that, Tate Jones makes a heck of a block to seal the edge to at least give him a little bit more room. Watch number 44 here. He sweeps, boom, great hit on the right end. At least gives him a little bit more room. I know he takes a hard hit here at the end, but Tate Jones, nice job sealing the right side.
He sealed off Gabe Stiles. Stiles the one who blocked the punt. Now 4th down and 6 at the 20. It looks like they're going to go for it here.
Things get tricky here. We'll see how Phillips can run the ball if he can.
Trips to the left.
False start.
And false start on the offense.
I think that's honestly a blessing for Prairie because I think they were just going to do a simple dump down to Mikhail Taylor, and he wasn't even going to be close.
And
now if you're the Rams, your playbook on defense.
Yeah, Jake Collette, their field goal kicker, is 3 of 4 with a 35 being his longest.
He's not kicking in this weather, I can tell you that.
And that would, I mean, you're talking 47. where they're at right now.
I mean, things get interesting here. They're going to put 3-4 down on the line for Southeast Polk. You could run a draw. No one's going to be back there, so they're not thinking draw unless they go to Jones. But I don't know. This will be interesting.
Drops straight back, looking, throws it out, and it's a duck out there that drops short as Phillips just unable to get anything on it, and they turned it over on downs.
That was perfect. I mean, Southeast Polk, we were wondering when they were going to dial up the pressure. That time they just sent an all-out blitz and they put it in Phillips' mind. You're not even going to get this ball off to even make a throw.
So the Southeast Polk offense will come out and touch the ball for the first time with 1:27 to go here in the first quarter. But they have the lead 7-0 off the defensive touchdown. Connor Mobley brings them out. Abu Sama, Caden Proctor, Gavin Douglas, Parker Strawn, Braden Harmon, Carson Campese, the big lineman up front. They shift over Thaden Abbas to the slot. Now pitch it to Sama. Sama looking for room outside and is struck down there on a pretty good tackle.
It's hard enough to tackle Abu Sama on first contact in dry weather. I can't imagine in wet weather.
Maurice Turner with the tackle.
And that's the thing. You have to get them on first contact, especially in this type of weather. This is going to come down to the big linebacker play by Prairie.
Picks up 4.
They got their 2 linebackers looking to blitz here.
They send that slot in motion again. Lines up there. Quick out. Caught. And slides up ahead is Carson Robbins. And he'll be just shy of the first down. Bring up a 3rd and 1 as we're heading toward 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. They'll send Robbins and Zelinovich wide to the left. Sam in the backfield. Now they come up. 10 on the play clock. There's the snap handoff to Sama. Sama waits, cuts through the hole. He'll get across, just across the 35, enough for the first down. Good patience by him.
You and I talked about it last night. I mean, or last week against Ames. Sama is one of the best running backs in the state at just sitting and waiting, watching your lineman push forward.
And that's the end of the first quarter here. Southeast Polk up 7-0. We'll switch sides, come back with the second quarter after this on CISN.TV.
When did strength become an ego thing? Strength is about more than you. It's about grit, work ethic, carrying your own weight, and still rising to new challenges, whether or not they happen during regular business hours. Because even for the strongest, there are no guarantees. But for those who wake up with the streetlights to make sure the world keeps moving, Western makes one promise: more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
We go to the second quarter. Southeast Polk 1st and 10 on the 36. Leading 7-0 off a defensive touchdown. The block punt. I'll hand off Sama right up the gut. He's still going, still winds ahead and gets a couple more yards after contact. Lost the ball, but they're saying he was down.
Boy, Prairie really thought that thing came out. I mean, he was pretty much on the way down, but
yeah.
Nothing too big here for Sama early, unlike we saw against Ames. He was breaking them out pretty quickly. Good job by Cedar Rapids Prairie up front.
Kind of working the middle for the most part early going, but he likes to, if you can break the middle and then cut it outside.
You got 2 solid linebackers in Dayton Heisdorfer and Nick Powell, 41 and 42 for Prairie.
Trips to the left. Oh, he's going to wing it out quick. He waited. Good job by Moberly. Not going to get much. He was going to throw it immediately to Robbins, but the defender was coming in. He waited.
Sawyer Slezak read that the entire way for Prairie, and he just missed it. Lucky Moberly, Southeast Polk's lucky that he didn't throw that early like he wanted to.
Yeah.
Slezak would have been taking that thing back for 6.
So now 3rd down and 8 at the 38 for Southeast Polk here. Prairie trying to get a stop on Southeast Polk's first offensive drive. Everybody looks to the sideline. 8 seconds on the play clock. 5, 3, and now timeout called as that play clock was running down. I think they were worried they weren't going to get off, so Southeast Polk will call a timeout here, their first of the half. We'll take a break on CISN.TV.
This is a special announcement from DeArmond Ford Indianola. Our newly renovated facility is open and ready for you. Come see what's going on at DeArmond Ford Indianola. You'll find new Fords and all makes and models of DeArmond certified used vehicles. Experience the DeArmond difference in a brand new state-of-the-art facility at the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola. And find out why more customers are shopping at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
There's a Southeast Polk huddle. As they took a timeout here, they'll have a 3rd and 8 coming up. Dowling leading 7-0, right?
Yes, 7-0 over Walking Northwest. Valley on top, or Cedar Falls on top of Valley, 3-0. No score updates on Ankeny and Johnson.
Ankeny and Johnson were up 7-0, was it?
Was it? I didn't see that.
Didn't you say up 7-0?
Ankeny is up 7-0.
Okay.
Or Johnson scores. Johnson is up 7-0.
Okay, Johnson up 7-0.
This weather favors the Dragons over the Hawks.
Trips to the right. Sama to the left here for Moberly. Moberly rolls, looking. Now throws. High caught. What a catch at the 30, 20, down to about the 12. Good reaching catch by Carson Robbins. One up and got it.
He's limping heavily, but man, he made a heck of a catch. How about the roll by Moberly? Better throw downfield.
Bought himself some time there, got out of the defense, throws, and look at that. Has to go up high and gets it, then comes down. And came down hard at the end, but a big pass play here in the rain for Southeast Polk. Brings up a 1st and 10 ball all the way down to the 14-yard line. And Sama, and he's met by 4 white shirts.
I see that a lot.
Wow. They're kind of keying.
I mean, you have to. I mean, until Harrison Gibson comes in, then you have to account for both. But no, I mean, Prairie's D-line doing a good job at least holding the running game. That passing play might open Southeast Polk's eyes just a little bit more. Say, hey, maybe we can take to the air a little bit more.
Wignall and Zelinovich wide to the left. Abbas the slot there at the left. Moberly hands it off to Sama. Sama breaks the tackle, and then it just lifted up and put down on the turf. Looked like a wrestling move there. Fans wanted a penalty on that.
Well, I mean, he cuts back in, and big Carter Dolly, 5'11", 265. He runs right into Dolly's path. And what else is he going to do? He just picks him up?
Picks him up.
I mean, how about that? Senior lineman taking advantage. I mean, Sama's not very big, so.
No, he's 5'11", 186. Here we go, 3rd down.
Zelinovich has an island here if he wants it.
Fakes the handoff. Look, Zelinovich on the slant. Touchdown! Southeast Polk.
It was too easy. That's why I said he was on an island. I mean, it's a slant route. The linebackers were playing up, and Zelinovich, he's too good, man. I mean, you just can't go on a slant route like that and give him no help over the top. Moberly's too good not to make that throw. Beautiful play by the Rams.
8:26 to go. The 14-yard pass. And Moberly just fired that in there. Wilson on for the PAT. High snap, gets it up. And it's good.
Going to get rough in the kicker.
Flag down, yep.
Braden Durkerson runs into the kicker, and they'll be assessing that on the kickoff.
On the defense, number 83. Yeah. The kicker. That will be assessed on the kickoff.
All right, we'll come back with the kickoff. Well, let's see the kick and the penalty here.
Well, he almost blocks it, so that's what gives him the bad angle. And
yeah, he got right there, and then, yeah.
I mean, as a kicker, you're told, hey, if you get hit, just fall.
Fall down. There wasn't a lot there, but you're right. He did come close to blocking it. But so Southeast Polk up 14-0 here.
I mean, if you're Prairie, you're doing a good job stopping defense, but now your secondary is in trouble.
Well,
they can't cover.
They've stopped Sama, but then they're passing here. And credit Moberly were, Phillips, those passes were coming out there like a lame duck. Moberly is rocketing them out there.
Well, he has a better zip on it. I mean, that's just
more
experience. And
zip.
Phillips has only played now his second game of the season, and Moberly's done this all year. He has just a lot more zip on the ball.
In fact, that one to Robbins, he maybe a little too much zip, but Robbins went up and got it and pulled it down for the big play on that drive, too. So now Prairie finds themselves in a 14-0 hole. And
going to be kicking from the 45.
Yeah, the penalty here brings it up to the 45.
If I'm Southeast Polk, I don't want to kick this in the back of the end zone.
No,
I'd
almost
been fumbling the ball every time.
Yeah, I'd almost dump it in that middle there, see if you can scramble and pick it up. Just be sure you don't let somebody grab it and pull it away. Wilson, we set it up here, the running into the kicker penalty. Oh, he's just going to boom it deep. And they'll take over 1st and 10 at the 20.
I don't think if you're Prairie, you don't have to open the playbook a ton just yet. I think keep it on the ground just a little bit more. But, I mean, you could try a couple passing plays here and there. But, they're starting to sniff you out there on the inside. So if you could swing a couple running plays, you might be in better luck.
Still raining hard. Will Phillips out there, Markel Taylor, Cole DeFleeger, Ethan Kirk, Carter Dolly, Will Viasek, and Matt Wilson, the lineman up front for Prairie. And snap to the back again directly. He gets him behind his blockers, cuts back up. And he had a seam for a minute, but then they closed on him. But
that was all in thanks due to 52. Hayden Stockdale comes on a pulling guard position and lays a great block and helps Taylor get upfield, or Casey Kelly get upfield just a little bit more. And that's what Prairie has to do. Like I said earlier, if you're a pulling guard, you have to do your job tonight.
2nd and 2. Now they switch everybody around again. And there's a direct snap to the back. And right up to that line, looks like they're going to mark it over the 30, which will be a 1st down.
I'm a big fan of these direct snaps. I mean, they get you on average about 2-3 yards unless you get pressure up front from the Rams.
We're seeing a little bit of a pattern we saw against Ames. They had several drives where they get down about the red zone, and then they gave it up.
It's a bend but don't break defense that Southeast Polk has, and it's frustrating to go against.
Well, because they know they're going to make you make good plays all the way up the field, and then maybe they'll break a big play. There's a direct snap again. Taylor. This time he's going to get about 4 on the carry.
First hit by Draven Woods.
Draven Woods in there on the tackle.
And again, you're only picking up 2-3 yards, but in a game like this where you really don't want to give the ball up, you'll gladly take that. Southeast Polk gets the ball back at halftime. Not saying that the Hawks drive will take 6.5 minutes here, but got to put up a point here.
Yeah, you'd like to get something on the board right now.
And Taylor's running hard. He's bound to break one of these.
There's a low snap to the quarterback. Pressure! Styles will bring him down.
Untouched. Absolutely untouched on the far side. He comes screaming off the edge, and poor Phillips, not really any time to react.
Watch him here. Yep.
And no one, even
outside,
if they did,
nobody even picked him up.
And really, that's the left tackle couldn't do much because he was holding his guy.
And that's part of the trouble, too, when you have those backs tied at the line. They're not back there to pick it up.
It's an offense built for, let's hope they don't blitz very often.
Yeah. And you hope maybe he's able to see a receiver and get it out quick, too. But
that is another thing. It's a quick offense.
3rd and 15. Fakes the handoff. Proctor coming through. Now they wing it out, and it's dropped, and he's hit on the sideline. Casey Kelly couldn't get it. He was only going to get back to about the original line of scrimmage anyway, where he was at.
How about Cade Proctor just absolutely bowling through a double team? Almost got there.
Put the pressure on.
Will Phillips' pass is complete.
Forced him to throw that out quick.
Brings up 4th and 12.
4th and 12.
Well, they're going to put the same amount of guys back.
Robbins and Sama back deep. Let's see if they come for it again. High snap. They're coming hard. Into the punter.
I'm not really sure how he even got it off.
No, Styles that time.
Well, he's not the punter, Stifler, he's not back very far. Like, I feel like I've seen him go farther back.
Yeah.
On the defense, number 7. Run to the kicker. 15-yard penalty.
That's a first down. I was going to say that's an automatic first down. Not automatic, but the fact it was 3rd and 15. He's just not back far enough. And he's trying to spin it to make sure he gets the laces out on top, but I just feel like I've seen punters back up further. Maybe that's all you got to do here, but very lucky break for the Cedar Rapids Prairie offense.
And now I think the rain's coming down harder. I can see it
well,
now
the
without
wind
looking into the lights.
The wind
wind's
has
pushing
picked up significantly.
Yeah, you're right. It's pushing it north to south a little more here, but it'll be a first down and 10 at the 44, their own 44 for Prairie. First down by penalty here, but they don't care. They'll take it any way they can get it. Just under 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Handoff to the wingback coming around again, and
fumble. Ball's out.
Yeah, fumble is who's got it? Southeast Polk has it. They come out of there with it.
That ball popped out at the very end. That's number 33, Trayton Nebe. Watch this thing. You can't really see it, but it falls out on that far side. Or Naive, Trayton Naive.
Is it Naive or Nave?
Not quite sure on the pronunciation, but
I believe it's Nave.
I guess ball don't lie. That's what they always say, and Southeast Polk takes it right back.
And they get it right back at the line of scrimmage there. Southeast Polk. Moberly brings him out. This time he's got Harrison Gibson in the backfield behind him. Hand it to Gibson. Gibson, left side, breaks the tackle, rumbles ahead. And there you see the hard running of Gibson. Not that Sama doesn't run hard, but he's got a little more bulk.
He's
those tackles.
He's a third down back, but he'll put you in on first, and he makes a big difference. Again, great holes. Now you're starting to see that O-line put a little bit more pressure. And, where did he ran? He ran off left tackle, and Proctor's going to seal that gap for you.
First and 10 at the 33 for Southeast Polk. Two receivers right. Hand off to the back again. Right side. Breaks it outside. Keeps going outside. One man to beat. They're going to pull him. Yeah, they are going to pull him down. Had to wait to see. Looked like he might get through that too, but just comes up the middle and cuts it outside, and a big pickup.
A lot of high tackling here by the Hawks, and he can't really do that. How about that jump through the hole?
Just big hole there, wasn't there? Yeah.
He's fast. Good job by the corner up there to bring him down. That was Maurice Turner to get off his block.
Now, first and 10. First and goal at the 9-yard line for Southeast Polk. Gibson stays in there as the back. He steps back, takes it, moves over the left side, pushing, dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Southeast Polk.
It's a downhill freight train. He just cannot be stopped. There was a Prairie Hawk hanging on him the entire way. And this time really doesn't cut through a hole. It just can't. He just dives. He might have been short, but they'll call him in.
Yeah,
Gibson just running hard.
That elbow or arm might have come down, forearm might have come down before he got the ball across, but Wilson with the PAT. That is up and good. Wilson is now 54 out of 55 extra points on the season. We'll be back with the kickoff after this on CISN.TV.
All love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
The Southeast Polk gets on the board again after the turnover this time. And it's 21-0 here with 3:35 to go in the first quarter. Valley Tigers now up over the Cedar Falls Tigers, 14-3 in the Unidome. Looks nice and warm there, doesn't it, on the video?
And I mean, no matter what, even if Johnston beats Ankeny, I believe we're looking at an all CIML Final Four. Cedar Rapids, Prairie, and Cedar Falls really the only ones left outside of the Des Moines Metro.
Casey Kelly, Maurice Turner back deep to receive the kick if it gets to them. It does come up a little short this time.
He's down.
And he went down to the knee.
Man.
Maurice Turner.
I tell you what, he had a good hole coming on that
near
side or that far sideline, and he had to come down to get it to make sure he didn't fumble. And I mean, that's going to be down at what?
6?
6. Yeah. 7-yard line. Unfortunately.
No, they're marking it up a little, about the 10, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
10, yeah.
Which is their worst starting field position of the night, but 3:32 to go here. There's a handoff inside, flag down.
Full start.
Might have been, yeah.
I tell you one thing I'm noticing, Dar. I doubt it makes that much of a difference, but you see Southeast Polk here on the sideline. A lot of these guys just standing out in the cold. And then you look on Cedar Rapids Prairie sideline, and a lot of guys in jackets. Now, I know the Prairie Hawks don't have as many, as they get an illegal formation going, don't have as many roster spots, but Southeast Polk is embracing the weather, so that way when you get on the field, you're not just shell-shocked. Now, granted, it is miserable out there. I will give them that. And we are lucky to be inside, but
so that moves it back to the 5-yard line here for Will Phillips and crew. They send trips out to the right. He's going to wing it out there and well covered. Stiles, if he had his head up, he might have been able to pick that off and walk into the end zone.
A little bit of miscommunication. I think Taylor was supposed to get outside, and he got jammed at the line of scrimmage. Good man-to-man pressure there. And that's just faith in Southeast Polk's DBs. You don't have to run zone if you think your guys can handle them man-to-man. Meanwhile, for Prairie's defense, you almost have to go zone.
Second down, 15. Back in the end zone, throw across the middle, caught. And he'll get up across the 15 to about the 16. That's Apollo Payne.
First time we've seen him really much tonight.
Yeah.
That time he kind of snuck out of the backfield, comes over the middle.
He's their leading receiver as far as yardage-wise on the season.
Now, if I'm the Rams, you dial up a blitz here again because Phillips is just, if you don't give him enough time in the pocket and his throws have to be quick, you'll be just fine.
3rd and 5 at the 16 for Prairie. 2:45 to play first half. They're trying to keep this drive alive. Wings it out deep. Oh, and over the head of the intended receiver, which is Taylor. And also Cole Rogers was right out there in coverage. A couple guys back there in coverage for Southeast Polk.
Well, Taylor, for some reason, stopped. I think he was almost anticipating an interception and wanted to wait and see if it did get picked. If he would have kept going, he might have gotten his chance, but Prairie's going to take a punt here.
And I think he did throw it a lot to the sideline, seeing the coverage out there, too. You know, it was going to be Can he get to it down the sideline? If not, it's going to go out.
Watch out. We got a new punter in.
And the punts have been.
Slezak is now going to punt.
Slezak will go in.
See the Rams trying to get everybody up on the line.
And then the play clock ran down. Delay a game.
It's a good punt, though.
Yeah, nice punt.
Went all the way down to the 45. Yikes. Can't take that deep in your own end zone because now if I'm Southeast Polk, I almost don't want to put anybody back. Let's just run after the punter.
Yeah,
but
come after it. But
it's weird because the Hawks sent Stifler out, and then he got to the field and then just turned right around and went back. So I don't know if they were trying to hide the fact that Slezak was going to punt.
Here he comes. He does the rugby style this time where he runs over, caught, juggled, and then he'll be ripped down. But Southeast Polk will take over in their own territory, cross the 50 there.
Rugby punt might have been the best way to get that ball out of there. Good call.
That was Caden Hills with the return there. And they're going to mark it right at midfield. 1st and 10 for Southeast Polk.
See if I can get a couple more score updates.
With 2:27 to go, first half. They send Zelinovic out wide along with Owen Wignall. From Oberly, he fakes it, rolls under pressure, throws it out there, has a man, Zelinovic at the 40. Zelinovic all the way down inside the 30.
Putting almost too much pressure at the line that you're just getting beat over top, and that's the second straight time that they've had someone open on that far sideline.
And again, Moberly able to get out of the pressure.
You're not going to be able to see it downfield. I think the linebacker cheated in a little bit.
But hits Zelinovic wide open there at about the 39, and he turns and gets big yardage after that. And off Sama. Sama is wrapped up. So they're definitely keying on him right now. But
yeah, but then Harrison Gibson, he's just running hard, and you got to cover for. I mean, just too many weapons right now for Southeast.
Yeah, Zelinovic is getting open, and
it's raining the hardest now that it has all night long.
I think it is. Yeah, it's coming down really hard now. You know, it's harder when you can see it without having to look into the lights, and it's really just coming down in buckets. Moberly looks back. There's something to his running back, and now timeout called.
Timeout, Southeast Polk.
Southeast Polk takes a timeout. We'll take a quick break. Be back after this on CISN.TV.
This is a special announcement from DeArmond Ford Indianola. Our newly renovated facility is open and ready for you. Come see what's going on at DeArmond Ford Indianola. You'll find new Fords and all makes and models of DeArmond certified used vehicles. Experience the DeArmond difference at a brand new state-of-the-art facility at the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola. And find out why more customers are shopping at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Back here, you see the Prairie reserves on the sideline and their orange ponchos over there.
The traffic cones.
Yeah. Southeast Polk, 2nd and 10 on the 29. Sama in the backfield. Receivers to each side now for Moberly. Gives it to Sama. Sama looks, cuts the left side, back inside. Slips the tackle, gets down close to first down yardage. And he's got it. That'll stop the clock at 1:35 to play.
A couple updates around. Last time I checked, Dowling still up 7-0, and Johnston up 7-0 over Ankeny.
Player down on the field here for Prairie right now.
Looks like he just kind of got knocked out. Knocked the wind out of him. Well, you know, Dart, 7-0, Johnston on top of Ankeny. You and I were talking about in the pregame before we started. This weather did not favor Ankeny at all.
No,
because
with
of
their passing attack.
Yeah, that passing attack. I know J.J. Cole's good. James Franklin's in Ankeny right now. We did see that on Twitter. James Franklin flew over from Pennsylvania. Penn State's on a bye week. He is in Ankeny right now watching, he's in Dowling watching Jackson Smolik. But Ankeny, just struggling here early against a very talented Johnston's defense. It could be an upset by the end of the night. Valley looking good over Cedar Falls. Weather changes a lot. I mean, it's a big factor. I'm sure a lot of people would have loved to play last night. 8-player got lucky. They finished all their games last night.
Tate Jones walking off under his own power. That's good to see for him. So Southeast Polk comes out. They have one timeout left, 1:35, 1st and 10 on the 18. They're trying to add another score before the half. Got one on a block punt, one on a pass, and one on a run. Handoff Sama, looking. And as he's waiting to slide through that hole, they're shooting in there and corralling him.
I tell you what, I'm pretty impressed up front by Braden Dirksen. I mean, he came that time, pushed over Caden Proctor. They're doing a good job at least getting pressure up front, at least when Sama's in the backfield. Yeah. When Sama, they seem to have him figured out. Now, I say that, he's probably going to break one up the middle here.
Sama in the backfield again. Fake to him, wing it out to Zelinovic. Zelinovic up the sideline and is pushed out of bounds to stop the clock with 54 seconds to play.
Boy, they have forgot about Zelinovic all night long. I think you focus on Robbins all week in pregame stuff and practice that Zelinovic is also a very tough weapon, pretty much playing in Robbins' spot tonight. We haven't seen Carson Robbins a lot this evening. And Joe's a talented wide receiver, 6 foot, 180.
Owen Wignall's out there with Zelinovic. And Sama in the backfield with Mobley.
Once again, you got 2 DBs on an island over here to the right.
Yeah, and look in that slot right up there. And they hand it off. Sama slides in, and then he gets pulled down. He'll get a first down. That'll stop the clock. Yeah, if he looks up, he could just run straight down and throw it to him. He didn't look like they were picking him up very tight, did it?
And it's soft coverage. I mean, you can hope that your linebackers push back. Sama's taking some tough hits tonight, but he's tough back in the backfield there.
Clock at 38.
See, this time they put a linebacker up here against Wignall.
A fumble! Did Sama get on it? I don't know. Prairie. I think Prairie might have it. And they do. Prairie takes over.
You and I were talking about those direct snaps. They're nice. That time, I mean, like you said, it's raining harder.
Here's the, he didn't really, Moberly never got kind of control of it. It was slipping out of his hands as he caught that snap. And
if I'm Prairie, I might just need this thing out.
Yeah.
Take it at halftime. I don't want to give up any more points. I mean, they might just run this thing up the middle. I think the coordinator just walked right past us behind us, or maybe Southeast Polk did. But I wouldn't say it's been a bad first half by Prairie. They've definitely had positive spots.
Got a little offense going here and there, but now they're going to take the knee. Well, they aren't. Okay, now the clock starts. 2 seconds after.
Prairie's already walked to the locker room, but they want to walk to the locker room. I don't know why they're not letting them.
I think they just want clock to run down.
I guess.
It was. The play clock.
All the players are putting their coats away over on the sideline. So.
Well, that'll be the half. 21-0. Southeast Polk here in the first half over Cedar Rapids Prairie. As you see him head off the field, and the rain eased up a little bit now, but still just continually coming down here. And in Pleasant Hill, Southeast Polk, as they lead at the half. We'll take a break, come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
$1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
We are We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors, and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
for the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
We're here at halftime. The rain continuing at Southeast Polk. But Southeast Polk fans feeling a little warmer than the Prairie fans right now, as they are up 21-0. For Southeast Polk, Southeast Polk. 9:47 to go. Prairie goes back to punt. It's blocked by Stiles and then picked up and returned into the end zone by Obald Kuru, and that was from 17 yards out. Wilson kicks a PAT, and they're up 7-0. Then with 8:26 to go in the second quarter, a 14-yard slant pass to Zlinovich into the end zone, kick good, 7-0. Then 3:35 to play here in the first half. It was a 9-yard bowling run by Gibson, who dove the last couple yards into the end zone, and that's the way it stands, 21-0 here at the half. And Blake, really, when we talked about it, Cedar Rapids Prairie really hasn't played a bad ball game, but they just haven't. They got that first drive kind of going. They gave it up on downs. And then Southeast Polk came back and drove it down in and scored. And then since then, it's been a little tough to get the offense back going again.
It's about the same story as Ames last week. I mean,
because Ames had that. Yeah, they turned it over on downs.
You start moving a little bit, and then Southeast Polk gets a bend, but don't break defense. And right now, Prairie they've tried to pass the ball. It's just not working. You can't get too fancy on defense. Or on offense. That's one of the things. And Southeast Polk's starting to move the ball a little bit better on the ground. The passing game's been good with Connor Moberly. Overall, just very impressed by Southeast Polk. Once again, I mean, they're proving that they're one of the top two teams.
The one thing Prairie has done is Sama. They haven't given up any big runs for him. I mean, we kind of get used to that. Sometime during a half, he's going to rip off a big one, but really they've corralled him. But then Zelinovich had a couple big plays out there. They also had the big catch there by Carson Robbins. And so while they're stacking up the middle on that run, then Southeast Polk goes to the pass, and they find some open guys on the outside.
Yeah, and I mean, that's just been how tonight's been, and the weather has played in favor for Southeast Polk in a way. Speaking of teams and the weather playing in favor, a couple of the score updates. Dowling is up 28-0 over Milwaukee Northwest at halftime. Cedar Falls trails Valley 14-3 at halftime. And this stunner, Johnston up 10-0 over Ankeny. The Hawks on the verge of possibly being upset by the Dragons. You and I were talking about it. Johnston's first trip to the Dome could be happening tonight.
You see there the lights behind our graphic, you can see the rain coming down.
And it has looked like that all night long. It has not changed.
There. Now you can kind of see it a little better with the graphic away. It's just steady coming down. I don't know how many inches we've got yet, but it's just since the game started, rained.
Well, I'm worried to go to the parking lot after. The parking lot was already starting to have a little bit of standing water.
Yeah, they got some construction going on here as they're starting to get work done around for the new stadium, and there's several big muddy, sloppy holes there, so it could be interesting. We might have to grab one of those ponchos and blow it up and use it as a raft or something to get out of here.
That's how it's been tonight.
But for Prairie, you're just talking. We got to get a little bit more going on offense. The passing game has not been super big for them here yet tonight. Maybe they can work a little bit of that, some quick passes or something to try to get something going there.
Yeah, and the quick passes have worked. It's just got to get them out. And we've seen Phillips be caught in the backfield with when Southeast Polk blitzes. It's pretty much when they're able to get in the backfield. So I think offensively, for Prairie, you just have to keep hitting the ball to the ground. I mean, I know you want the passing game to work, but you're averaging about 3 yards per carry, so if you can keep that up, you're bound to break one of these. Mikael Taylor's too good not to. And then on defensively, I mean, it's hard to get pressure against, Connor Mobley just because of how good he is in the backfield. But they're just leaving their DBs out on an island. I think that's been one of the interesting things. I'd surprised to see a little bit more zone here out of Prairie as we've gone along. They've had a couple of guys left open here on that far sideline, so change up a couple things on defense, give your DBs a little bit of help from the linebackers.
I mean, you mentioned it. If you pull those linebackers back off the line a little bit, then does that open up more of a running lane for Sama?
It's almost a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, 6 1 half does the other. You back off.
We can't sit here and say that statistically Prairie is even with Southeast Polk because the Rams are better statistically in almost every category. But the Rams are beatable in certain aspects, and Prairie has been able to exploit that. And Ames exploited that last week on their first drive. You just got to kind of slowly but surely wear them down. Can't give them the ball a ton. If it wasn't for the block punt, it's only 14.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you get a big turnover there on special teams, too, and that helps. So 21-0 right now. The rain's still falling. We're going to take another break here at halftime at Southeast Polk on CISN.TV.
All love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Not all used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the whole difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you've probably noticed there's shortages on most everything in the market today. Well, Heat and Glow has helped us out this year, and they are focusing their energy on their gas fireplace inserts. So if you've got a drafty old wood-burning fireplace and you want to get it retrofitted into a beautiful, high-efficient gas fireplace, come see us. We will have product to sell you.
Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert from Fireplace Superstore. 109th and Douglas in Urbandale, just west of Homeacres.
Mornings, they can be hectic.
Let's go!
So can your car, so to get a free pickup, drop-off, or delivery, head over to Honest Wrenches. And their loaner vehicles?
No extra charge.
Find your peace of mind with even more wonderful services.
Every vehicle that comes in gets a full visual inspection and a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty. No extra charge.
Head on over to Honest Wrenches. No extra charge, and it's how service should be.
1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors. And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively.
relentlessly.
At your service.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Here at Southeast Polk, yes, it is still raining. We're at halftime, 21-0 over Cedar Rapids Prairie. Darn Danielson, Blake Walker, get your hot chocolate because they just announced the concession stand will be closing in the second half.
They don't want to stick around.
I think part of that is it's so cold, people are staying in their spot, and nobody's going over there to get concessions, you know, because once you get set up and you get your umbrella and you get your poncho and you get everything around you, your blanket, you don't want to get up and move.
Well, and some people might be like, why are you guys showing us old footage? No, that's it has been like that. We could leave a camera on the light the entire night. Yeah. It is just.
It has rained that hard, and then for a while the wind was kind of blowing a little sideways for a bit there. And
not fun.
No, and
couple other score updates. Valley 17-3 at halftime over Cedar Falls. Still 28-0 Dowling. We're a little ahead of a couple teams around the state. A lot of teams just getting to halftime around this time. That's the nice thing about starting every game at 7 o'clock. They pretty much all end. I'm not sure. I think Dome stuff comes out tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if they just got it done tonight.
For the matchups.
Yeah, I mean, because usually they can they pre-plan, I assume. Obviously, by tomorrow morning you'll know, but
yeah, they kind of look at it and say, this happens, that happens, we're going to do.
I mean, 5A is pretty chalk. Dowling will be 1. Southeast Polk, assuming they hang on tonight, will be 2. Johnston, winner of Johnston Ankeny will be 3. Winner of Cedar Falls Valley will be number 4. So that all starts. I believe 5A starts Wednesday. I'm not entirely sure. Again, we don't know why 8 players started on Thursday, so that makes me think they were on Wednesday. But yeah, make sure to tune into the Iowa High School Sports Network all week next week for championships, semifinals, and then championships the next week. And then state swimming. We will be, CISN will be at state swimming on the Girls Union Digital Network.
Is that at Marshalltown?
Yep, that's over at the Marshalltown YMCA. Yeah. Rumored that we have a new graphics package for state swimming, an Olympic-style graphics package. So if you're ready and you're excited to see state swimming, make sure to tune in here on CISN/the Girls Union Digital Network. And Darna, you and I had a pretty busy week. We were at state volleyball this past week. A lot of fun.
It was fun. It gets, you get tired by the end of the night. You're tired because it's just in there, and the fans constantly in some big crowds and some big matches. And yeah, but the new venue, I was pretty impressed with it and the way things went.
Yeah,
and everything there.
Shout out to the state champions, Iowa City Liberty. Cedar Rapids Xavier, Assumption, Western Christian, Ankeny Christian, and trying to think of 3A. Assumption was 3A.
Yeah. And, man, that 2A, 1A, both of those comebacks.
Both went to 5
sets, and wow.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun this past week.
Surprising. Yeah, they asked me to help out with swimming. Then they found out they wanted me to be the underwater camera guy with no oxygen tank. They were just going to send a garden hose down there. And,
they wanted to test. They wanted to have you dive a couple times to see what it's like. Yeah. Make sure to tune in to swimming next week, though, for sure. I mean, it is a fun event. Marshalltown does a good job with how they do it. And yeah, it's going to be a fun week. You will get as wet at the state tournament. You'll get more wet here tonight at Southeast Polk than you will over at Marshalltown. So,
and then
check out the coach on the field. I mean, he's in shorts. I'm in shorts too, but he's the one in a shirt,
in the rain and
just
the short,
getting drenched. He's been pumping up the crowd all night long here on the sideline. Again, Southeast Polk, they're embracing it. Embrace the rain. Embrace the cold. It's not quite snow, but
and to their credit, they've come out and got the business. You know, you could be out. You know, it's like
woe is us,
and or just come out. Well, we're going to walk through this because you know we got a better record than this team and that. But they've come out and done that all.
Well, and I mean, Southeast Polk probably selfishly wants Ankeny so they can get a rematch.
Well, we'll take another break here. We'll be back. We should be about ready for kickoff. Southeast Polk will get the ball to start the second half here. That'll be coming up in just a minute on CISN.TV.
What they call a snow day, we call a work day. And the resume I leave behind is nothing but clean pavement. That's why I stay prepared for all the depths of winter. With a plow that won't back down from a little overtime and takes care of business beyond 9 to 5 and then 5 to 9 without skipping a beat. A plow you'd call a real MVP, the kind only Western builds, to get more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Back here at halftime, just about ready to get things underway again here in the second half. Prairie won the toss, elected to receive to start the first half, and then they got stopped in their drive, went back to punt, and had the punt blocked, and Southeast Polk ran it in for the touchdown to get the game started. And then Southeast Polk scoring 2 more times in a half that went pretty fast.
What's with you and blocked punts this year?
I don't know.
Is that 2 blocked punts you called? You called Marshalltown and Valley, didn't you?
That was a field goal, wasn't it? Or was that a punt?
Yeah. Well, I think you've blocked. You've seen a blocked field goal.
Yeah, a field goal too, wasn't it? 2 blocked punts and 1 blocked field goal.
So,
Valley, a couple of them. Valley
if you want your team to block a field goal or a punt, just get Dar on the call.
Yeah, but you caught up with me there in 5-set matches, I think, didn't you?
They gave me the term Mr. Upset at the state tournament. You remain Mr. Overtime because you can't get away from long matches, long sets, long games. But
yeah, I had a couple just 4-setters, and the one went to like 36, 34, and but that's all right. It's fun. You get more. Although when I turn in the pay sheet for overtime, and that never comes back that way. I don't know why, but.
I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see Prairie here in the second half. See what adjustments they made at halftime. Usually you see teams come out pretty early at the halftime break, try to get their warm-ups back in. Now these guys sat in the locker room pretty long. I tell you, the people that look the most miserable today are the cheerleaders because they really can't dance in their ponchos.
No,
I don't even know if they've done any dance routines yet. Which I feel bad because they have something planned out. If they make it to the Dome next week, they'll be able to perform at halftime or at least perform a little bit. But shout out to everyone that's braving the storm tonight.
So set to kick off, Prairie will here to start the second half. Taken right in the middle at about the 10-yard line. He cuts it outside, breaks a couple tackles, still going and then hammered out of bounds. there.
That was Holden Hansen on the return.
Yeah.
He's just a sophomore, so expect to see a little bit more of him.
Had to get him back in there and let him return. Sama was back there, but it came to Hansen, and they'll start out in good field position here. 1st and 10 at the 35 for Southeast Polk. And
I say you just open with a long bomb pass. Go for it if you're Southeast Polk here.
Cooper Butel out there wide left for Southeast Polk. They throw it out to Zelenovich quickly, and he'll pick up about 7 on that first down, quick out.
We have not seen a lot of Carson Robbins tonight. I mean, Zelenovich has been great in his spot, but I'm just kind of looking on the sideline. I mean, he was in earlier because he caught a pass, I'm pretty sure. Just haven't seen a ton of him tonight. Well, remember, he was limping.
Yeah, he came down hard.
That was
after
him. Yeah, so
he caught that
makes
pass.
sense.
So maybe they're just
that
maybe
makes sense.
Stretch something out, or
I forgot
they're just going to say, hey, let's keep you out of there. And Sama dances around looking for somewhere to go, and nothing.
He won't go down. He pulled number 41, Aiden Heisdorfer. He's 6'3", 200, and Abu Sama just pulled him. He wouldn't go down.
But he kind of stepped to the right, stepped to the left, and just nowhere to go.
Well, and Sama, he likes to wait. He likes to sit back and hold.
See where the hole is and then follow that blocker. So 3rd down and 3.
I have no idea what the cheerleaders are throwing out into the stands. I think they're ponchos, but I can't tell.
Dropping back, rolling. Wings it over there, almost picked off, but knocked away from Zelenovich. That time, he was well covered by Maurice Turner. He read that all the way.
Yeah, he did. He even jumped in front of it. But, Moberly throws so hard that I think if even Turner, he didn't even have gloves on, that was going to be hard to catch anyway.
Those are either ponchos or packets of popcorn or something.
Tell.
They're throwing into the crowd. But anyway, it'll be a punt now. And Casey Kelly back deep. This is Wilson kicks it, gets it off. Good punt. Drives him deep to the 19, but Kelly breaks free, comes up across the 30. That's their first punt of the night, isn't it?
I believe so. I'm not entirely sure. But
yeah, because I think they've scored. Casey Kelly on the return, taken down by Brady Lundgren. Well, they turned it over once. They fumbled.
Did fumble, yes.
And then the other 2 drives they scored.
Yes.
They really haven't had the ball that much. But here comes Will Phillips back out. And
towels. I think they're towels.
Maybe they're towels.
Packaged towels that the cheerleaders are tossing in.
Dirksen and Kelly to the right. They send a running back and they fling it out to him in the flat. He catches it. Sheds a couple tackles, and Mikel Taylor is up for a good pickup on 1st down.
You can hear on our crowd mic, the wind is picked up.
Wind's picking up again.
So not only is it rainy,
I know
it's cold.
Just what you need when you have hard rain is
and you
the
can
wind
see
to drive
sometimes
it in your face.
when they go in the right light, you can see all the linemen's breath as they sit up.
Now they're putting the trips over to the left. They finally get set, and they're going to wing it out there behind Kelly. And it's incomplete.
Yeah, that was a triple setup. The linebacker was kind of pulling over for Southeast Polk, ready just in case. Surprised, the wind is blowing to the south, so it's going into the wind or into the faces of Cedar Rapids Prairie.
Kind of blew that pass down maybe a little bit.
It didn't stand a chance.
So now they'll send 2 receivers to each side. And wings it out quick to the sideline, but he's going to. Did he get? Oh, he got inbounds.
Yeah, it's
the first down. Apollo Payne. I think that's his 2nd catch.
That's a nice little touch pass. You almost need to touch pass in this weather.
I wonder why Dirksen, he's 6'4", 235. If they could get him up the seam on a pass,
Well, they've used him as a blocking tight end, and that's
Yeah.
what he is based off what I watched a little bit on film. He's used as a blocking tight end. He's a good one at that. Really good at the defensive end position as well.
Now he shifts over to the left side, over here with Taylor, and they hand it off to Taylor coming back the other way. He leans into the pile, will get a couple yards.
You know, for Southeast Polk, Phillips doesn't run the ball. He hasn't run the ball at all tonight. So when he's in the backfield, you know, you can be confident in his passing, or you can think that he's not a great passer, but you know he's not getting the ball on a run. So it's almost like you can throw him out of your mindset.
Yeah, he's run just 3 times. And, well, it's only been one game, but he only ran 3 times in that one game.
Yeah, so, I mean, if I'm a linebacker for Southeast Polk, I'm not even thinking about Phillips.
Drop back, under pressure, and he's sacked.
Man, you got to get rid of that, though. I mean, I know he was getting caught up, but, you know, that's just kind of a younger mistake. Only your second game. Got to get rid of that. Can't take the sack.
And Kuru came in there.
See, right here, boom.
Proctor's, see, they put Proctor back in, too, and he came plowing through there. So 3rd and 18 at the 35, and that wind is really whipping right now. The flag's standing up over there. So the rain's going to come right back in the face of Will Phillips.
Yeah, it does
as he
not
drops
help.
back.
Does not help.
And now I think they're going to call a timeout.
Yes.
What's
It's
the
just-
temperature now? Is
I was just about to check. It sure does feel like it's dropping.
Seems like you say, you can see the breath.
39.
Oh, so it's not. You can see the breath of the players out there now, which you couldn't earlier.
Ironically, it does say rain stopping in 54 minutes, but that's about on track. Take a look at the wind.
Yeah. It's just blowing that flag around, and you can hear it too, and again on our mic. And although the rain has slowed a little, because now you got to look back up into the lights to see it as much. So we're kind of half sports channel, half weather channel here tonight.
It's one of those nights. And for Prairie, it's like you said, for Phillips, I mean, it's a tough second game to be tossed into. Oh, by the way, you're going to go against one of the top 2 teams in the state, and you're going to get rained on.
Well, and it's just, you're in practice, but getting that live action and reacting is a lot different, especially too against a good defense like this.
Has not rained this week. Hasn't rained in weeks,
no.
It feels like. I mean, you haven't played in this stuff. You can't simulate it. You can make the ball wet, but it's not going to do much.
Here he goes, 3rd down. He'll roll to his left. Throws it up out wide. Oh, good comeback on the ball, but he can't hang on.
Good coverage by Sama.
Cade Stout came back, was able to get his hands on that, but just could not pull it in.
It's a nice throw.
Yeah.
I like the job by Phillips setting his feet after the rollout. Good job by Sama, cover him downfield.
Cade Stout came back to the ball, but just could not pull it in there. That'd have been a big play. That'd give him a 1st down.
And you think with Sama's size, he wouldn't be that good of a DB, but it's his speed that really gets the job done. Now, if he faces a 6'5" wide receiver.
Could be different, but you never know. This one, Sama is going to let it bounce, and it's going to roll dead at the 46.
Yeah,
and then there's a
regulars
little,
there in the middle of the field. Keep playing.
Southeast Polk fans not.
Well, I mean, things can get frustrating. I mean, you're miserable, you're rainy, you're wet, you're down 21-0, but you got to keep your head in it. This is where it gets tough. This is where you show some good grit. I mean, had a good stop on that first drive. Southeast Polk forced a punt. I mean, you got to go back to that.
So here they come back out. Mobley, Connor Mobley. Sama coming out, and they'll have Wignall and Zelinovich to the right here at the bottom of your screen. And they hand it off to Sama. He's looking to cut it outside. Now cuts it back up. Has a lane. 50, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Abu Sama.
And that was all thanks to a great block at the line of scrimmage. And Sama just does the rest. Watch this. Nice little seal block. Coming on the other side. Good downfield blocking by the wide receiver. I think that was, I believe that was Wignall. And Sama's just too fast.
64 yards.
There's your breakaway run.
And that's not even as long as 78. This is longest run. Here's the kick up and good. 28-0 Southeast Polk here. Just under 8 minutes to play in the third quarter on CISN.TV.
This is a special announcement from DeArmond Ford Indianola. Our newly renovated facility is open and ready for you. Come see what's going on at DeArmond Ford Indianola. You'll find new Fords and all makes and models of DeArmond certified used vehicles. Experience the DeArmond difference in a brand new state-of-the-art facility at the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola. And find out why more customers are shopping at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Here at Southeast Polk, the Rams now up 28-0 on the 64-yard touchdown run by Abu Sama. They've done well through the first two quarters. Here you see it again. He turns the corner, and you see that lane, and there's where he kicks in gear and just leaves everybody. I'd say in the dust, but it's too wet to have any dust out there at all tonight.
We left him in the puddles.
Yeah, in the puddles.
In the rat tails. When you're driving, you got the rat tails that come off the back of the cars.
And
get your windshield wipers on. He's dusting you up.
Now Wilson will set it up to kick it off again. Kelly back there, one of them back deep to receive, and
well, you're kicking with the wind, so this helps you here. Yes, it will.
That'll come back through the end zone.
Bounce right into the Prairie student section.
Reese Turner looks at it and just watches it bounce back there. 1st and 10 at the 20 for Cedar Rapids Prairie.
Well, we saw him try to open up the playbook just a little bit more. A couple more passes, and I agree with it. I think it's a good spot. Get Phillips a little bit more acclimated with the passing game, and if he starts to pass enough, maybe you open up the defense more. You can open up a draw.
Yeah, you know, if they connect on that one, you got first down, you get the drive still going, maybe. But here we go. They come out. There's only, okay, now they reset the play clock. I was going to say, that play clock was down to 8 seconds.
Well, so they put the ball on the near hash line. I don't know why they didn't just. Okay. I guess I'm not privy to that rule, how they decide if the ball went. I don't know. Wouldn't they just put it in the middle?
Drops back pressure, wings it out high over the head of the man there, 81.
That's Matthew Hilleman.
Well,
you were asking about it. You were like, when are they going to put that tight end over on a middle seam? And that time they did, but the Rams had it double covered, and Phillips lobbed it a little too far ahead. Got lucky, didn't get picked.
Yeah, he's a 6'2", 210-pound senior.
Both tight ends, Hillman and Dirksen. They're both seniors. So
here we go. Now throws out in the flat. Has a man out there, but defense is there, and they're spinning him around. And safe forward progress stopped just behind the line of scrimmage. To Kelly, but
good pickup by the right tackle to pull back. Southeast Polk brought a huge blitz, and that was going to be a really ugly play if he got to the quarterback.
Now they bring Caden Proctor in on 3rd down and long. The big lineman.
But I mean,
6'8", 345.
You look at big number 79, Def Leaguer. I mean, he's 6'5", 320. He does a good job holding against him.
Wing it out as a man, and it's a little short into that wind. But had a step out there, Apollo Payne, on the defender, but that's a long way to throw into the wind. And that wind is still
I was going to say, it didn't help when the wind was coming back.
Yeah.
throwing into the wind. I mean, I think in the fourth quarter, open up the playbook, start passing. But I feel like I was surprised they haven't gone to the running game just a little bit more, because you're just hurting yourself with 4 and outs. Try your rugby punter again.
And he just gets it off.
Man, I don't know how.
Yeah. Well, I think they were worried about roughing him again because they had that earlier.
That's right at the 50. Rams really haven't had a bad starting field position tonight, honestly.
No.
See if I can get a couple more score updates.
6:47 to go in the third. Southeast Polk will take over. It looks like Harrison Gibson's going to come out, take over for Sama in the backfield. And that's no let up.
I was going to say, just because he's a maybe backup, that
backup,
does not
that doesn't mean they're going to let up at all, because as we'll see, he gets it and he just pounds right into the pile, keeps it moving, churning, and picks up about 8.
Ankeny is within 4, 10-6. Johnston.
And Ian Monahan on the tackle for Prairie.
No updates on Dowling.
Let's say he got 6. 2nd and 4 on the 43. 2 receivers right for Moberly. He hands it off again. And gets right toward the line of scrimmage, and then Gibson gets pushed back. So they'll mark him a little short.
23, Valley on top of Cedar Falls. Boy, how about Gary Swenson and the Tigers?
Rallying them in the
4,
playoffs.
5 and 4. Had to make the playoffs on a Roosevelt victory. And looking like they're going to go to the Dome. Well, they're already there. They can stay there all week if they want.
Yeah, I think they want him to come back to class. Hand off. Gibson, he cuts it into the middle. Has a block. Outside now. Another block on the outside. Can he cut it back? Stumbles, and he'll go down about the 10-yard line. But some good blocking out front there by Carson Robbins.
Zelenovich was pushing his DB halfway down the field. And again, Gibson, same thing as Sama. These running backs are taught so well. Watch this. He's only running half speed.
Yeah, he's looking, and then he sees where it is, kind of waits for that block there, comes outside it, and goes out.
Looks like a timeout. I thought someone was hurt, but nope. Looks like timeout.
Timeout on the field. We'll take a break here on CISN.TV.
Off to college. Oh, rats.
Hi, Joe the car guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school,
All right, looks like it was a player that was injured, so we're coming back here. And high snap over the head. Moberly gets it, spins out of trouble, but then he'll be dropped way deep. Big loss there. And that's the first real
I mean, we saw it before. They fumbled over here down inside the 10.
We saw the low
Yes.
snap where he couldn't pick it up, and that time the high snap. But
good blocking by Gibson to make sure that running lineman didn't get to the ball. And I know Southeast Polk is going to look back on the film and be like, well, we fumbled inside the 10 twice, but have to account for the weather. This isn't usual mistakes by the Rams.
2nd and 22, ball on the 22, so 2nd and goal at the 22. And
now you're their official timeout.
Now we take a timeout. Okay. Randy will rack that one back up, and we'll be back after this on CISN.TV.
Off to college. Oh, rats.
Hi, Joe the car guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that "oh rats" moment for your students.
Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
So out of the timeout now here, Southeast Polk. Second 22, ball to 22. They had a high snap that Moberly was able to corral. Gives it to Gibson. Gibson looking for room, dragging tacklers, and he's going to get part of that back, but still shy of the 10, so bring up third and goal about the 14 for Southeast Polk.
Not sure what you want to do here. I mean, I'd assume you just pass it. I mean, if Prairie's going to leave their guys on an island here, I think you set yourself up for a nice little slant or something quick. But
you send Cooper Buell and Zelinovich wide to the left. One receiver to the right. Fake the handoff.
There he is.
Rolling. Under pressure, looking, coming back the other way. Moberly has a lane, cuts it back inside. He's going to be short. And he knocked out at the 4.
He had a streaking Cooper Butel coming on the backside of the end zone. This is a good play setup because Butel comes all the way here at the top of your screen. And how about Moberly working his way out? I mean, he's got speed when he takes off.
Taewon Young got the pressure on him.
Yeah, I'd go for this.
So I think they're going to go for it.
Nothing tells me you shouldn't.
Unless you want to give Wilson a little.
I'm sure Southeast Polk wants to get out of the rain. If they can get this thing to a continuous clock, that's probably what they're thinking. Why not have Sama?
Sama right back in there.
It's been shut down a couple times, though.
And low snap, rolling, throwing, and it's going to be incomplete. And Prairie will hold them on downs here.
Well, for the second straight time, it's that pressure up front. I got to give credit to Cedar Rapids Prairie where it's due. Their D-line's able to get pressure, and Moberly forced to roll out.
But then the thought, too, here, even if you don't get it, now you've got Prairie pinned back into the wind about the 4-yard line.
Yeah, does not help.
So
the
it
Hawks.
doesn't, you don't get in, but then you got a chance to force a turnover here or force them to punt, and you get it back in good field position with 3:12 to play.
Wind has calmed down, though, just a little bit.
Yeah, it has some.
Bluster, but
there's the snap, the handoff, cutting across.
Oh, my.
And tackled right.
He might be down at the 2.
Yeah. He couldn't get outside. And
try a little bit of a sweep, and good
Taylor.
job by the And sweeps only work if your tackles are able to seal that edge and if you have a pulling guard or a tight end, and that time nobody was there.
So they split two guys left. And fumble! It's in the end zone, I think. Let's see.
It's either a touchdown or a safety.
Touchdown or
I think it's a touchdown.
I haven't seen that
Not
arms
calling
raised
anything
yet.
Yeah, it's a touchdown.
Touchdown, Southeast Polk.
I'm surprised no one made a call, though, down there.
Yeah.
They were talking about it.
Sam Good came out of there with the ball.
I don't even know if we're going to be able to see anything.
I think you can see the fumble here. They tried to do the straight handoff this time. And this.
They ran into each other.
The slot coming across ran into him.
Yeah, Kelly ran into Taylor, and that was all she wrote.
So they recover the fumble, get the kick.
35-0. The Rams are closing in to defend their state championship.
Let's take a break. Be back with the kickoff after this on CISN.TV.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster. Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service should be.
Here at Southeast Polk, the fumble in the end zone recovered by Good for Southeast Polk makes it 35-0 with the extra point with 2:28 to play in the third quarter. Kickoff coming with the wind again. Carson Robbins is back there. Or excuse me, Maurice Turner is back there.
Timeout. Southeast Polk.
What?
Second and a half.
Timeout Rams.
I have not seen that where you go to kick off and you call a timeout.
I don't know what they going to break. Nope. I don't know what they would have been looking at. I mean, coach is pointing over at the far end zone. I'm really not sure what they would have been looking at.
Unless they had some new guys in there and they didn't have them lined up right. But
take a look at the cheer squad. They haven't been down here on this side. They've been in front of the student section most of the night. But honestly, a lot of the students, a lot of the students left. I was just about to say, I wonder why they moved, but a lot of students said, hey, we'll just go home. Big shout out to the Prairie fans, though. They have stuck this one out over in the rain over there with all their umbrellas.
And hi to everyone who's watching us at home. Thanks for watching in here on CISN.TV. Caught back there, bringing it up, and then pulled out of bounds at the 15 is Maurice Turner. And I don't mind people watching, but I'd rather have a full crowd here. It makes it more fun. But in a weather like this, it's tough because now the rain, I think it's picked up again where it's coming down. You can kind of see it without looking straight into the lights. It's just constantly coming down. You know, I come think of it, I took my rain gauge in because I didn't want it to freeze overnight, so I don't know.
I can go step in a puddle in the parking lot and tell you how much rain we got.
How deep it is.
My socks have been wet the entire game.
Direct snap to the back. He's looking for room outside. And plows up ahead.
He stayed up.
Kel Taylor.
It's pretty impressive. He stayed up. He was about to break it. Good thing Southeast Polk didn't quit on the play. But
Kel Taylor on the carry. Tackled by Cooper Martinson.
You pick up 7, second and 3 at the 26 for Cedar Rapids Prairie. They're just hoping to get on the board here. Quick direct snap again. Right up the middle, pushing through.
I think that's a new back. I don't think we've seen whoever it is when they come out of the pile. I'll be able to tell.
Is.
I think it was a 30.
31. Which, let me see.
Colin Velke on the carry for the Hawks.
Oh, Colin Velke. We've seen him a couple times on defense.
Yeah.
First time I think.
Okay, here he is. I got him as back up on the sheet.
Yes.
The 2 deep. Colin Velke. He's had 196 yards and a touchdown on the season. So he might be over 200 with that run.
Probably about a third down back.
And direct snap again.
Just nowhere to go. Yeah. Southeast Polk's been able to seal those edges just a little bit better than they did in the first quarter. It's kind of been the trend as we've gone around here.
Cal Taylor on the carry.
I believe that will take us to the end of the quarter unless Prairie wants to run a play.
Yeah, it should.
2, second down, 8.
Let's see what happens, too, if they turn with the wind, if that helps them try to open up the passing game a little more. Oh, they got one off here right before it gets direct snap to Taylor.
He's just having tough sledding. He's getting about a yard per carry now.
And that'll be the end of the third quarter here. We'll go to the fourth. Southeast Polk leading Prairie 35-0 in this 5A quarterfinal. Winner moves on to the Unidome to the semifinals. We'll be back with the final quarter after this on CISN.TV.
1,300 vehicles on WauKeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WauKeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WauKeeChevy.com.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students.
Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
We'll move to the fourth quarter. Some of the Prairie fans hanging in throughout the night. A lot of them over there. They've stayed put under the blankets and ponchos and umbrellas on a rainy November night. And Prairie will now switch. Third down at 7. They're going with the wind. Throw it out in the flat. Hits the back. He turns around, cuts, is caught, but gets a second effort and dives ahead. Should get the first down. Colin Velke, the junior.
Score update for you, Dar. Johnson on top of Ankeny midway through the third, 16-6. And we're going to have a flag probably on Southeast Polk sideline.
Sideline warning. Southeast Polk.
No yardage with that, right? The second one?
Yeah.
There he is.
I've never understood why there was a flag, but I don't know who it was. I don't know if it's the coaches just aren't backed up enough or what.
It's just kind of get your attention, I guess.
I guess.
Flag.
I've just never thought, could just come on and say, all right, officials timeout.
They hand it off up the gut to Markel Taylor.
A nice little run off right tackle. I mean, that's been what it's been, or that's how it's gone tonight. I mean, just if the tackle and the pulling guard have a good enough execution up front, that's where Taylor's able to jump out his routes just a little bit more. And, it's like you said last week, he had 2 runs of, over 70-plus yards. So
79 and 98.
Yeah, so, I mean, and that's because of blocking up front. I mean, that's 160-some yards of his 300.
Hand off to the wing back cutting in, and he might have the first down there. Kelly.
I'm really curious tonight if Phillips had a little bit more of an ability to run, just how much more dynamic this offense could be. And I know he's young, and next year I'm sure he'll either pick it up in the passing game or pick it up in the running game and or both. But I just feel like, how deadly this offense could be. I mean, I think they already are very good. There's a reason they're here in the quarterfinals. But if Phillips can get a running game going, man, Prairie, a lot of options.
Direct snap again to the back, and he's hammered in the backfield. Brought down immediately.
Mason Vanderbrink. Wow. He's just a junior, ladies and gentlemen, 6'3", 210 pounds. Reminds me of a Seth Benson almost build at linebacker from Iowa. I mean, just low, drives hard, big shoulders.
Tackled low and pulled him right down.
He's tough.
And that brings up a fourth down. Looks like they're going to go for it here on fourth down. Fake the handoff. Rolling, looking, throws back across the middle, and jumping the route.
Well, Prairie got lucky with the hold on the backside.
Cole Rogers jumped in there and knocked it away at the last second.
Watch the guards here on this left side, number 65. Ooh, can't do that. And then just a little bit of a lob.
And then Rogers snuck in and knocked it away at the last second. That'll bring up a 1st and 10 for Southeast Polk.
And continuous clock keeps this thing moving. DBs have played well tonight for Southeast Polk. In the few times that Prairie has passed the ball, Rams really haven't let them get too far.
So Moberly brings them out. Hand off.
Brandon Vanderwerf on the carry.
Vanderwerf in there.
Got an injury timeout. One of Prairie's players just went right to the ground. Looks like he's cramping. I believe number 54, if I'm not mistaken, Taiwan Young. I mean, it's cold.
Yeah.
Start cramping up. Turf's pretty hard tonight. We had a guy come up, and he was like, on a scale of 1 to hard, the turf is a 9. So that's about what you can learn from this evening. But
well, they're working on him. Let's take a break. We'll do that. Come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
This is a special announcement from DeArmond Ford Indianola. Our newly renovated facility is open and ready for you. Come see what's going on at DeArmond Ford Indianola. You'll find new Fords and all makes and models of DeArmond certified used vehicles. Experience the DeArmond difference at a brand new state-of-the-art facility at the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola. And find out why more customers are shopping at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
So Taiwan Young taken off there for Prairie. He walked off limping a little bit. Brings up 2nd and 8 for Southeast Polk. Vanderwerf in the backfield with Moberly. He gets a delayed handoff and then gets hit at the line of scrimmage. Maybe pick up 1 as he falls forward.
It's a good tackle by Steve Moore for Prairie. Able to get off his tackle and take down Gibson. I know we don't cover 4A at all, but upset down in 4A brewing. Waverly Shell Rock, who is undefeated, currently losing 20-10 against North Scott.
It's over in my home country there, Bremer County.
Go Hawks, good wrestling program, translates to the football field.
Now, Holden Hansen in there, quarterback. He hands it off to Vanderwerf. And it'll be 4th down.
Isn't it nice for Southeast Polk? Last 2 weeks, pretty much your starting offense hasn't had to play the 4th quarter. And that, you may not feel like that means a lot, but I mean, in a 9 games, then 10, now 11 games.
Yeah.
I mean, that means a lot
toward
for
the end
kids.
of the season. Yeah, it gives them a little extra rest. Where these other teams, if they're playing the full 4 quarters, it does a few less hits.
Tonight, I'm sure you'd kind of like to stay on the field instead of sitting on the sideline when it's raining and it's cold. But
deep snap, and he gets the punt off as it was a little low, and then it gets a sideways bounce.
Boy, if Crew Johnson didn't trip, Prairie probably would have blocked that thing. Big number 10 coming through the middle. Kind of got through the up man, but.
So.
Try to salvage some offense here. Keep your pride going. Could be one of the last drives of the season here for these seniors for Cedar Rapids Prairie. And they've had a great season. I mean, the win over Linmar, huge. Just to come back, that shocked a lot of people, to lose 1 week and then come back and just completely dominate. Hawks have had a great season and not going to end the way they want it to. They obviously wanted a trip to the Dome, but nothing to be ashamed of. Very talented offense, very talented coaching staff.
And there's the direct snap again and right up through the middle. And Cal Sullivan, their senior quarterback, he was 91 of 158 for 612 yards, 8 TDs, 4 interceptions. He also rushed for 612 yards and 6 TDs before he went down with that injury
and
in the final season game. And credit, Will Phillips came on and,
could
take
go
over and lead him to a victory in the playoffs is no small feat.
Could go a long way. I mean, when your first career starts in the playoffs, I think Prairie have a fun quarterback to run behind next season.
Now he lobs that one out. over the head of Taylor, and Taylor looked exasperated there, like, where was that? But
you can't get too mad at your quarterback there. I mean, the conditions just aren't favorable for him passing right now. It's the last thing you want. Don't need to put blame on others. And, it's been that type of night. Southeast Polk is a defense that will infuriate you up front. And we saw that against Dowling, and we've seen that with even Ankeny. Ankeny beat Southeast Polk, but still, tough. And Ankeny currently on the ropes, and I'm sure Southeast Polk would love to face.
And that
Ankeny.
game was without Sama, too, in the backfield. Throwing it deep and just over the outstretched hands there of the receiver, Apollo Payne.
And that's a good throw. I mean, that's a beautiful throw, just a little too far ahead of him. Now he has the wind on his back, so he's having to adjust. Phillips is thinking all night. He's like, well, I've had to throw into the wind. This is a beautiful throw. It's just a little too far because the wind's giving them that push.
And 4th and 7. Play clock down to 8 here. And now they're going to call timeout. Yeah, we'll get a Prairie will call timeout. We'll take a break as well here on CISN.TV.
All love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
35-0, Southeast Polk here, 4:05 to play in the ball game. Southeast Polk going to advance to the semifinals as they continue the push to try to repeat following their first state title, trying to add 2 in a row. And now they blow the whistle before, well, maybe he didn't blow it into play. I don't know what.
He looked like he was counting or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was trying to figure out how many, how many
I don't
players
know.
were on the field.
Flashback to volleyball. There's a flea flicker up the field looking for Dirksen. A lot of hand fighting and then almost picked off, almost, as it scrambled around there. Trey Lust got his hands on it but couldn't come up with it.
This is a beautiful play set.
They hand off to Taylor back the other way.
But it takes forever. See,
Yeah.
Jack Wagemaster has to be coming over quicker.
And-
That's a good play. I mean, I like the play. He just had to be running over here a little bit quicker because he took so long to roll out. By that time, he wasn't going to be able to get it downfield in time. Ankeny scores 16-13. Johnston. 13. Boy, the Dragons were up 31, 24-7 last week.
Yeah.
Blew it, hung on in overtime.
And Southeast Polk takes over 1st and 10. With Holden Hansen in at quarterback. Hands off. Stuffed in the hole is Jace Baxter.
Hayden Stockdale again. Stockdale's been good tonight. Just a junior, 6'2", 245. Prairie brings back some really good defensive linemen and a good defense next year. I'm excited to see how the Hawks can continue with what they have. They're going to lose a couple seniors, but a couple key positions are coming back. And they're pretty big up front.
Baxter in the backfield with Hansen. He gets the handoff. This time he skips outside, but the defense is right there and rips him down again. And we got to thank our crew. We have the 3 R's, Rachel, Reese, and Randy, Run to the cameras, controls tonight. Done a great job all football season.
They are inside.
They
have been inside
tonight. I told them get out in the rain, but they don't listen to me. But it looks like as the rain stopped a little bit, I think it kind of has.
It's light. It's now
it's
pretty
real light. But
it's windy.
Good job all season long on the football here on CISN. Dropping back, pressure. They run that screen across the middle. That was a good call on stumbling, bumbling, breaks through. He's going to go touchdown.
How did Jace Baxter get through there?
I don't know. Baxter somehow stumbled his way through.
I mean, he was falling down, and he just kept his head down, and someone must have caught his balance.
I think that.
How about that?
Off the screen pass.
Why not?
1:21 to play. Is that 16 yards or 18?
I think it was 18. By the way, kick missed. So 41-0.
And 1:21 to play here. As Prairie fans over there, they've been stalwart all night, staying around, watching this team. As parents, that's what you do. Your kids are playing, because especially football, you don't have that many games throughout the year. And it's, like you said, a good season for them this year.
That has been. I mean, and people talk about all the time, they try to give Eastern Iowa a bad look. Well, why can they never make it to the Dome? You know, the Dome is only 4, and in every other sport, it's 8 teams that make it to the state tournament. Yeah. So if this was like any other sport, Cedar Rapids Prairie is at the state tournament. So in my mind, yes, that conversation can be valid, but at some points it's invalid. It means a lot to be top 8, and I've been a fan of a school that's gotten top 8, and it meant so much. Yes, you want to make it to the Dome, but the top 4 make it, and you know it's just like the Final 4 in the college football playoff. But top 8 is still a huge. I mean, what? There's 32 teams in Class 5A. You are one of 8 of the best teams in Class 5A, and I think that speaks volumes to what Cedar Rapids Prairie has done. And just block out the noise. You don't have to worry about Eastern Iowa versus Central Iowa.
Kick bounces, fumbled, picked up, spun around, and then finally tackled at the 15. Apollo Payne.
Overall, Southeast Polk will go into the Dome as a 2 seed and will either take on Johnston or Ankeny. I'm sure they'd love Ankeny to get that rematch. But, I mean, this is a Southeast Polk team that, you think, well, you lost your top DB, you lost your top running back, you lost your top quarterback, bring back your offensive line. They're like, yeah, they're going to be good, but have improved greatly. And, you put last year's Southeast Polk team against this year's Southeast Polk team, I honestly think it'd be a very, very close game.
It would be a good matchup. Connor Mobley stepped in that quarterback role, done well. Sama stepping into the starting spot, running back, has done well. Out of bounds goes Markel Taylor, and that is going to be close to the last play here.
And again, huge congratulations, Cedar Rapids Prairie, on your season, finishing top 8. I mean, that's huge. That win over Linn-Mar last week, that'll be fun to always look back on. And you just fall short, and you fall short to a top 2 team in the state of Iowa. And the Rams continue to roll. They would like another championship.
Now they got that drive that I made Wednesday night, driving from Eastern Iowa over here. They got to drive back, and you see Southeast Polk. They're heading out to the middle of the field, celebrating. They get to play where it's warm now next week. 41-0. We'll take a final break, come back, wrap up the game here tonight on CISN.TV.
For 75 years, Holt Service Trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Not all used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you've probably noticed there's shortages on most everything in the market today. Well, Heat and Glow has helped us out this year, and they are focusing their energy on their gas fireplace inserts. So if you've got a drafty old wood-burning fireplace and you want to get it retrofitted into a beautiful, high-efficient gas fireplace, come see us. We will have product to sell you.
Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert from Fireplace Superstore. 109th and Douglas at Urbandale, just west of Homeacres.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster? Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service should.
Well, they just gave the trophy to Cedar Rapids Prairie for making it to the quarterfinals. Southeast Polk is heading back. Caden Proctor's going to get a little TV time tonight as he's out there getting interviewed. To the final here, 41-0. Run the scoring down for you quickly. First quarter, 9:47 to go, and Prairie went back to punt. It was blocked by Stiles, and then Obaldni and Kuru ran it in from 14 yards out for the touchdown. Then we moved to the second quarter, 8:26 to go. Pass to Zelenovich for 14 yards out. Kick was good. It was 14-0. 3:35 to go in the first half. 9-yard run by Gibson for Southeast Polk, 21-0. Then a 64-yard run by Abusama with 7:53 to go in the third quarter, made it 28-0. Sammy Good fell on a fumble in the end zone, and that made it 35-0 with 2:28 to go in the third quarter. Then in the fourth quarter, an 18-yard pass had a lot of the players off the bench in to Baxter, and he took it in. Extra point no good with 1:21 to go. That gave us our final 41-0 here tonight. Southeast Polk advances to the semifinals in the Uni Dome as they get a chance to defend their title. And Blake Walker here with Dar Danielson. They came out. It was a rainy night most of the night, kind of clearing off a little bit now, it looks like. But credit Southeast Polk. They came out, got the big defensive play early, and then did what they needed to do just to take control of this game and get the win and move on.
Yeah, good win for Southeast Polk. They'll go to the Dome, try to repeat as champions. They'll have a tough road in front of them with Dowling wanting to beat them. If Ankeny or Johnson gets them, they'll want to beat them. Valley, again, if they held off here against Cedar Falls, again, good season for Cedar Rapids Prairie. Southeast Polk going to be tough to beat.
All right, thanks again to the crew, Rachel, Randy, and Reese. That's going to wrap it up from Southeast Polk here on CISN.TV.